not looking too shabby at all. I mean, Abyssal Blade finished on Loda, meaning that BKB, you're just going to get locked down and killed immediately. And the later it goes, the more opportunities you give for PA to get a little stronger.
Smoke from Orange. They're going to look for a wraparound here. Net will lead the way, I do believe. No, it's Mushi in the front lines. The smoke actually gets revealed. And then they're going to back off, and now Net comes in. S4, will he get caught? The Broshek's going to whiff. Now Net, Shackle isn't going to connect. They're still going in. Loda jumps in, and he's just going to blow up their main disable off the bat. Orange, oh no, this could be bad. Extinct in trouble. Skewer's going to catch a few. RP's going to catch more, and they're all going to drop. And now on top of it, KYXY jumps into what looks to be a totally lost fight. He'll get blown up. Mushi shackled to a tree. Ohio on the run. If these two die, it's going to be a team-wide power shot. How in the God's name
did that miss?
Not hit? I am so confused. Doesn't even matter. Bulldog is going to slam it home, and Orange are in a headlong retreat. Do they have buyback? If they buy back, is it going to matter? I mean, there's no RP. Blitz, this is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, look at how useless your supports were in that fight. I mean, they really couldn't do much, but imagine if you had a Blink SK there. That would have been a sure stun, and you would have at least started the fight on your terms. But instead, the SK misses the stun, he has no recourse, he just blows up, and then from there, the fight is just taken.
And who else is going to go first? You can't lead with the Lone Druid there. You can't count on the Tangle. Shadow Demon maybe, but that's only going to buy time for the Alliance to get set for the fight. You need to lead with the Sand King, but it's hard to do it. And the Alliance, they're not even going to wait for Roche. They're going to go straight onto the racks. The Alliance, they're 2-0 already in the group stages. If they take this game, they might be 3-0. A long-range Blink, as well as a Force from S4, maybe fishing for a Skewer back. They'll take one lane of Rex. Blitz. Are they going to take more? Queen of Pain, no buyback. Lone Druid, well, he's bought back, but what can he actually do? Does he even have a bear resummon? He does, but the bear just doesn't feel like it accomplishes much now. Mushi will come in, and they'll look to farm creeps. Net desperately hunting for a kill.
Oh, and a smoke comes out. There's no tower now.
It's good.
This is actually a really good wraparound opportunity for Alliance.
They're going to give them the old loop-de-loo, but nobody biting yet. Orange, and this makes the next Roshan so much harder for Orange to contest. You're now going to have to fight at the Roshan pit against a Magnus with RP, against a Windrunner with a Force Staff, against Prophetryats that can scout, and Loda's going to bring it down very quickly, and middle lane's pushing in now too, so contesting the next Roche gets very hard for Orange, and if they don't contest
Lone Druid at top,
they lose the game. Ohio farming the creep wave top. Are they going to jump in?
A Blink back?
A Skewer. Remember, he just fought back. Ohio might go down here. In fact, he will. BKB even used from Loda to assure the kill, with no buyback on Lone Druid, with everybody not even in position to defend this fight. No Glyph either. Now Bulldog chasing forward, critting through onto KYXY. A blink in from Loda, slaps him down, gets another. Burrow was there, catches out two, but where's the follow-up? Loda just doesn't care. Man mode from the little Phantom Assassin, or actually woman mode, because PA is a lady after all, and a very scary lady at that. She's slicing their heads off. Loda looking to take his team 3-0 with an ultra kill. They're opening the group stages in a big way, and they're going to start off day 2 even better. They take 2 lanes of racks. Orange, so many buybacks, so far behind now in terms of gold as well as experience. This feels like the death knell for their undefeated run.
Yeah, and a BKB up on Admiral Bulldog now. You might as well start calling the USA chants.
Oh man, the Swedes are out in force here today, and I mean, they love their McDonald's, so they're basically Americans at heart. And
I'd also have you note, since the fight is over, LD, Net was able to get his ultimate off in the middle of the fight.
I didn't even notice. That's how little damage it does to be honest.
I mean, that's a level 10 Sand King without a Blink Dagger. A bunch of BKBs on the other team. I mean, at this point,
it's impressive to get it off. It also doesn't matter if you get it off. That's the scary part. And there's your Satanic on Loda. And with this, he gets an Aegis. That's 3 lives for him. Plus the Chen send back, plus, I mean, even just the things like the Chen heal, the 4 staffs from his Magnus, as well as Windrunner to keep him safe. Good luck killing Loda, and good luck ignoring him. The one great thing about Phantom Assassin as a carry is she can just stick on anyone in a fight, especially with the phase drums build. You're really fast. You have the constant spammable Stifling Dagger, only an 8-second cooldown and a 50% slow. One of the best spammable slows in the game. And Phantom Strike, which is a fantastic kiting and chasing ability. You can't run from Loda, and you can't ignore him either.
Yeah, actually, shout out to Ice Frog. Loda's hit so many crits this game. Unbelievable.
Ice Frog might be a Loda fan, too. Lord knows the Chinese are. They love this guy.
El God, isn't God says living legend, right?
He's one of the very few Western players that the Chinese will actually give that God status to as far as a foreigner player goes. And, well, they're going to go for Roche. Orange can't contest this. They do have all 5 heroes back, but this is going to be the final showdown, and you just look at the items. I don't really know what to say at this point. Loda is
S4.
Like,
do you see his gold?
Yeah, 6k gold. I Boots of Travel buyback, I guess, wants to save for that. I don't know if it matters. I feel like Loda can just literally pop his BKB and go win the fight by himself.
Yeah. And if he crits once, the fight's over, essentially, because it'll be a 4-on-5 from then on. I mean, he's got 3 avenues of getting out. He's got a BKB, he's got the Aegis, and he has so much gold on top of that. He has 4K gold LD. And on top of that, Bulldog's got 5.2. This is the investment banking team.
That's okay, though. The investment bankers. That's what the Alliance is. The Alliance of very wealthy Swedes. They're going to shackle KYXY through the bear. He's blown up the crits, the damage, the pain. Oh, no. Orange are getting blown up. A great purge on Loda, but does it matter when Bulldog is that secondary source of damage? It does not. The Alliance are overrunning Orange. They've got 4 heroes on the sidelines, and they are going to drop their first game of the group stage for the G1 League Season 5 LAN Finals. What an outrageous display. The late game decision making, we mentioned the Alliance didn't quite convince us versus DK. I'm sold. This was pretty much perfect play through the mid game.
Yeah, the beginning was a little, they got that courier kill, and then, I mean, God, that went so perfectly for them. I'm going to watch that again. The courier kill, the gank at top by Ake, that decision was perfect for him to start up there. And then it was a little shaky as they weren't able to get any kills out, but then Orange, that trademark aggression style kind of worked against them at that sense.
The Alliance 3-0 through the group stages, the biggest Western hope out in force here today, and they're going to take their match versus Orange Esports. They've now only got 2 games remaining. If they win out, they're guaranteed a top 2 finish, and they could just sit pretty, waiting to see who's going to work their way through the bubble race. So, an impressive showing from the Alliance. They take the match, take it convincingly, and Loda, he's a crit lord. And a Bash Lord, too.
Seriously, that was pretty insane, too, right? I mean, every time he jumped on KYXY, he just blew up before he could get anything off.
It shows you PA is, it's basically like an instant disable in these team fights, because you have a long-range blink, you jump in, you drop the Abyssal Blade, and that hero's dead. And Orange didn't have an answer for it. I mean, they didn't have a stun that goes through Magic Immunity. Sure, you have Entangle, you can't count on that. It's not a great solution anyway, you could BKB out of it. Whereas you look at Alliance, they had RP, they had Shackle Shot, and EGM, his Shackles were just doing so much work. Won them that last fight.
Yeah, Orange caught with their shoelaces untied, and they're actually going to just kind of drop that game, especially that initiation at bottom, where the Sand King misses his stun, and then from there, things just go disastrously.
I can't even fault Net. I didn't feel like it was his fault. He didn't have a blink. What could he do at that point? I mean, maybe he just decided not to farm. I'm pretty sure the team said, we're going to prioritize our carries, and team decision cost them in the end. Blitz, your thoughts on the Alliance? Do you think they can do it? Clean 5-0 sweep the rest of the way?
I mean, they played that mid game and that late game. There are very few teams that play like Alliance do in that sense, where they're so organized. They always know where their opponents are. They don't waste smokes either. They're just really efficient with how they use it. I mean, that early gem pickup as well, that made things even worse for Net, where he couldn't actually even get any items because he was spending so much money on sentries and warding.
And then they're just getting dewarded.
Exactly. I really like that gem pickup when you're slightly ahead, and then from there, the game just kind of snowballs. Alliance, I'd like to see a slightly better laning phase from them. It was a little, I mean, they did give up a few kills that they didn't have to. Yeah. But aside from that, I mean, what a performance.
They trust in their ability to make better decisions mid-game, late game. They play defensively. In Bulldog, we trust. Bulldog, Loda, the boys delivered. The Swedes, they're now 3-0 in the group stages. Gods, Lumi, over to you. Your thoughts?
Well, what a fantastic way for Alliance to kick off day 2. A great game by them, really convincing, especially like they said, in the mid to late game. Early game, of course, they got off to a great start. Let's talk there. They got a career kill level 1. How big is that?
What's with all these level 1 advantages? Now, the first one against CK, they earned
strategic.
it. Yeah, great one. This one, freebie handed. How big was it? Free bottle instantly for Magnus on the mid lane. Lane is one, because Queen of Pain can't get her bottle until 3 minutes in. Admiral Bulldog upgrading to Ring of Basilius. That's absolutely huge. The bear harass, shrug it off. Your Treants tank a lot more. They harass a lot harder. That's a big win for Admiral Bulldog.
And even in the tri lane, you're looking at supports. If they want, they can get a level 1 magic stick. They get their boots a lot faster. All in all, that career kill essentially meant Orange's early game laning stage, they couldn't win the laning stage.
But they did. They did okay on the bot lane. They were able to shut down Loda. And that's where, for me, Alliance would have taken the entire tournament. Becomes a little bit shaky. They had huge advantages, but they weren't able to close it out. They did eventually win, though. I'm not sure if I'm too hard on Alliance.
Alliance were so, convincing late game, though. Yes. They played that late game absolutely perfectly. They looked like, I mean, they are a seasoned veteran team.
And that's where you have continued stacking of the Ancients, continued stacking of neutrals. LD and I are agreeing that, hey, they're the best team in the world doing that. And when you accrue an advantage like that over 40 minutes, you just outright your opponent. On one side, you have Aki, who had a 5-0. He had a mech. He had a big army. He has items. On the other side, you have EGM on 4-staff and Gem. And what about the dire supports? They were on food stamps. Man. They had Earn, Maybe?
At
They
one-
had boots?
They had Earn on the Shadow Demon, and Sanking had Boots and Bracer. At one point, the supports on the Alliance side had 10k more net worth towards the end, which was 4-staff on Windrunner. I think 4-staff was Mech on the Chen. You had-
4-7 winner.
Yeah, it was just absolutely incredible difference. The supports having those items. If Orange have a 4-staff on Shadow
Yes.
Demon, if they
Yes.
have Sanking with a Blink Dagger, some Strength Treads, some Braces to make him tankier, it's a different late game.
It really is. Remember the last fight where they loot the Brown, try to gank S4? The
Yeah.
Burrow Strike barely missed. Blink Dagger, instant hit. They could have initiated, perhaps kill S4, and then collapse on the enemy team. Remember the late game fights? One Shackle shot, instant kill? That wouldn't
Yeah.
happen if you force your allies away. And it just...
They need 4-staff.
They need 4-staff.
Go Scepters,
Yep.
anything against the PA. Orange, they still had a long time. It was actually because they had 3 core heroes, all who are farming well. It's like you said, they did decently enough early game that it got to a point where their core heroes were actually more farm than Alliance, but that was mostly Mag. Mag didn't have a lot of farm, but Mag doesn't need farm. All he needs is that Blink Dagger. He hit the RPs, S4. It's really one of his best heroes.
It's not just the RP, the Blink Skewer multiple times. Remember they smoked outside, waited for Lone Druid to hit a couple creeps
Yeah.
on the top lane. Blink Skewer, instant win game.
Yeah, it got so many pickoffs there. So that's going to conclude Game 1 here for Day 2. We have Alliance going up to 3-0 in the group stage as far as their results. Orange, they're 2-1. They're still in a good position. They've got a couple more games later on today. We're going to basically get through all the group stage matches. We'll take a quick look at the schedule, I believe. Yep, this is what's coming up. We've got Invictus... Oh, sorry, this first match. LGD up against Team Liquid. It's going to be coming up shortly. We're going to have a quick break before getting to that game. We have Invictus Gaming up against Team DK, and then LGD versus Alliance. The two teams who are both red hot. Definitely looking forward to that one. But as far as what's coming up next, we're actually going to take a quick look at some highlights from yesterday, guys. We do have a recap video. We missed it at the start of the broadcast because it wasn't quite ready, but we do have a recap video from yesterday. For those of you who are just tuning in today, you can catch a look at what you missed yesterday.
Back up.
You know, I was just about to say the one thing I would like to see is S4 with the teleport scroll. He's already got one. Another entangle on Burning. Will he get that second one he needs? Not yet, but getting closer and closer to it. The Bear is actually the one on the run. S4 teleports in as well. He's going to find QQQ, who looks to be in a whole world of trouble, isolated from his team, and then they look to pick him off. They're going to body block him with the hero. Bulldog Dota showing off and having a ball here. S4 does drop low to that Soul Assumption. Able, however, to look through it.
White X1 and the Lone Druid. He has picked up a casual float for that survivability there, but he is not that close to armor.
Cloak from Liquid, yeah, he's getting a hook shot in on the Shadow. I love how he prepares the cogs going away, but the disruption is going to save him from battery assault. The healing Lord Druid comes to Spear Bear. They're going to drop the ulti. They'll Quark as well on 3. Opening catches just about everyone here in Sanking should fall, but a great Quap ulti lands on 3. Plus trying to stay alive, but he's spreading the heal over everybody. And TC looks like he's committing to this. He knows he's not going to be able to get away, so he does end up going down 3 dead heroes for Liquid.
Yeah, Centaur stall. Wow.
He just went and stood there, and that's great for
Okay,
the
yeah,
score.
on bottom.
Again, getting dived here. He actually doesn't have that many creeps. This could be a little scary for him, and very wisely, he's actually going to the very bottom. He actually has to stand here for a bit. The TP is already coming from Alina, and this could actually be pretty scary for him. He's blocked in by Trance. He does have a level 2 surge, so can he do the Tron stun? Tron stun's gonna barely miss there. Dragon 6 number 3, his last tango being used to escape from this. A TP coming from the Nature's Prophet, though. He's got to juke away. He's got a vacuum, and that's about all he can do. Can he stack the neutral? His stout shield is protecting him so much. He does the Dragon save, and he gets out. I can't believe it. How did he dodge that? Oh my gosh.
Trying to get you down a bit for more flash, make you flash targets you don't want to before all the kills are there. But
Clockwork continues to trade. He finds himself Mushi pops the BKB. He's going to be using the Satanic. YYF hooked and he skidded it. Unfortunately, he has no follow-up. YYF's going to eventually die. BKB is out for Mushi very soon. The Warlock ultimate has been used. Mushi jumps in. Spike Carapace trying to find the target. They will kill Mushi, but at what cost? No, he doesn't have Aegis. You're backward into a huge RP. Mushi survived with 60 health. The Bear's on him. Unfortunately, the Bear's outside the attack range. Looks like on the back line, there's another kill. A good attempt. Mushi's still gonna survive? Like, I'm just flabbergasted. Ern's gonna come through as well. Mushi is just killing this bear. In fact, as Satanic comes off, go down a second time. Zone dies once again.
Welcome back, everybody. We're now going to be live with, what am I talking about? LGD versus Liquid as our next match of today. I've got our teams right, finally. Predictions, what are we thinking? How are things going to go down? Who's going to win? What's the dealio?
For me, it's LGD. No questions asked. They've been playing a lot
Yeah.
better than Team Liquid. No discredit or anything, but they just don't look like a team that could really hang. But let's quickly jump into the LGD. Sylar, the
man.
captain, or not the captain, but he's going to be playing the 1 row here. Really known as a great replacement for ZSMJ.
Yeah.
And since then, I mean, TI2 last year just did a ton of work. Xiao 8, Director 8. Kind of a wide hero pool here. He's been playing Kunga. Yesterday was absolutely beautiful. Seen a lot of Torrents. And let's see if he's going to be playing that today. Next up, we're going to have Yao, who is going to be playing the 3 row. I want myself some Yao Invoker.
Well, I love myself some Yao fun facts. We got a fun fact from LGD's Yao saying, one time, a bit of a story, he went to the gym with Pycat, and because of how good looking and handsome they were, the receptionist actually gave them a key to the girls' locker room. This is their words, not ours. This is actually a legit true fun fact from them.
Okay. But whether it's actually true is another story. All right, DDC is going to be next playing the 4 row, who yesterday got to play some Earthshaker. And I'm hoping for some sort of like Earthshaker Visage, Twin Head Dragon Tri-Lane. But we'll see. And last but not least, we're going to have the last member. That's going to be DD, recent addition, but they're part of the old TI2 core. And they're probably going to do very well here today.
Yeah, I definitely agree. LGD as a team have been playing some amazing Dota. I feel like more than any other team at this event, well, maybe I'd say they're similar to Alliance in how they prepared. They've been so meticulous with coming up with new drafts, coming up with new strategies, a new style of play. The Kunkka, the Spectre, they're picking these heroes really early on. IG even first banned Kunkka against LGD, and I think that's because they've been scrimming together. They know LGD likes his hero. They're struggling to deal with it. LGD got to get it Kunkka in one of their games. Beat DK with it.
Yep.
Another game, they picked Spectre in the first 3, beat IG with it. So LGD have these strategies, and these strategies are working so damn well. We can see here their hexagons have gone up in power.
Yep, they have. We've been updating them daily, and hopefully we can keep doing that as well.
Yeah.
But let's quickly introduce the Team USA / Canadian boys.
These guys, unfortunately, currently seeing 0-2 in the group. They need to start getting some wins under their belt. We'll see if their carry player, TC, can help them out there. He's known for his Lone Druid, Life Stealer, Gyrocopter. Basically his bread and butter carry heroes, especially in the current metagame. We've got Korok, the snowballing solo mid-type player, Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit, Puck. Do you think we maybe look to go back to something like a Storm Spirit here in this game?
I feel like his laning stage early on is a little bit weaker than some of the other solo mids in this particular tournaments. And going up against Xiao 8, depending on the hero, I'm not sure whether you could get away with the Storm Spirit, but we'll have to wait and see.
If you're going for something like against a Kunkka or something, I imagine you can find a matchup that works. You do some bottle crowing. I think this is maybe where we see LGD go a different style of play.
Sure.
We've got Bulba next. He's Clockwork has really sort of been his hero for the last couple of months.
Yeah, it has, and I imagine it will get banned out, but we'll see whether LGD China have done their homework. Meanwhile, we're going to see Fluff and stuff playing the 4-0. He could be the Visage player here
We
today.
saw one Enchantress yesterday. Didn't work out too well. It was an offensive jungle. He managed to sort of get off to an okay early start.
He was winning both lanes. Remember, like it was a tornado in front, and then he was winning bot.
Got an early kill with a clap as well.
Yeah,
He had the Ursa Centaur come out at the same time. IX Mike, your hard support player. We'll see where he ends up on, but normally your Shadow Demon, your basic hard support type heroes, even Jakiro they sometimes favor. So that breaks them down Team Liquid. Slightly inexperienced team, I would say, at least with their current roster, and especially compared to these Chinese teams who've been around for so long, have had so much big LAN experience. That's really the great thing about for the Chinese teams. It's great for them. All these tournaments, they're played on LAN. Even you look at tournaments like G1, well, not G1 League, but G League, the DSL, all these other big Chinese tournaments, they're played from the studio, which is essentially a LAN environment. You have a small live audience, you get that experience. For Liquid, all of their match experience is pretty much online.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how true this is, but for one team, you have the Chinese who's like another day of work. For another, it's sightseeing, it's excitement, it's the lights, it's the fangirls or fangirl.
Well, and you even mentioned yourself, Fluff's sort of his post about going to G1 League. It's more for them, they're just there for the... I don't know. It wasn't
to paraphrase,
yeah.
we have nothing to lose. We're coming in with everything to gain,
Yes.
which... I love Fluff and stuff. He's a good real-life friend, but for me, I don't think that's a mindset of a champion.
I think every other team there would say they've got a lot to lose. They've got this tournament to lose. Every other team there, I feel, has the mentality that they are one of the favorites. Alliance, they're like, we're the best team in the West, which Liquid would agree with. They're not going to contest that with their current state, and they want to prove to the West that they can compete with the Chinese. And you've got the 3 big Chinese teams, DK, LG, IG. All of these, there's a lot of pride at stake. This is a big tournament for them. This is lead up to the International 3, so for all of them, it meant a lot.